Hi, this is a video book reading, and it's for Daughter of Darkness, Grand Theft Life, which is book one of an urban fantasy series that I've been writing. And you can get the book or the ebook on Amazon.com. Home, Oakland, California, 10 years on. The voices no longer in my head. Asleep on the passenger side of somebody's van. I woke up to neon light showering down upon me at the corner of Grand and Lake Park Avenue. I knew then and there I had arrived. The electric light they always talked about, day and night, incessant. I looked up through the glass to a marquee raping the Republican Party in a Twitter-length one-liner rip. Something about voting fraud and the theft of the American election. I squinted in the light and turned my head to catch the blood-red neon lettering in its entirety. I really would have laughed, I would have. Problem was, I didn't have a clue where I was, or whose dirty-ass van I was sitting in. I didn't have a clue why my head hurt, or how I got here, under the neon light pissing down, the smell of tobacco and leather in the air. No damn clue about anything, except that my life was clearly derailed, and a strange new movement, perhaps a nocturne, was rooted in the base of my spine, branching out like a tree, and fast forward, flash photosynthesized heroics. I began to lose my breath, and I couldn't catch it. The air felt frozen against my face, and my eyesight suddenly became so sharp I could read the street sign 100 yards up the hill leading onto the highway. It said Santa Clara Avenue. I repeated it to myself. There was no reverberation, no echo, no nothing. Just my crystal clear voice in an otherwise empty head. The voices had left me to my lonesome. Book 1, Grand Theft Life, Chapter 1. Here dark nights thickened in the shadow of the hill. Terrifying screams were heard, echoing along the ridge. Something sinister crept up the spine. So we could and we would sense our friend crawling, sometimes jumping up into the nerves, paralyzing our prey like widow venom, black and thick as oil in the lifeblood. Some legendary creature would finish them off, those now frozen in its heavy sap, after we had our way with them. Perhaps to suck slowly upon the blood. Perhaps a hide-behind with yellow eyes the size of autumn leaves, waiting behind a single tree. We wouldn't need to contend with any of them, for we drew off disparate sources. They helped us toward our sustenance, and we helped them toward theirs. They could terrify and invigorate the human bones. We could fill ourselves full of it, the sap, the vital terror, and leave what was left of any human, from the carcass on down to the soul, for any and all the other creatures of the night to tear apart and consume. We held our supremacy whether we cared to or not, in a culture which kept a great and endless storehouse of the element, the remarkable yet common brand of love gone south or sideways, which took seed and flooded the human body sometimes with a quickness, or slow roasted the subconscious, softening the brain for to compromise the heart as it slid and backslid through the fluid circuitry of artery and vein. The most unwelcome of emotions, from the smallest consternation to the headiest dismay, from a tickle of trepidation to a cold electric panic. Fear. Fear was the disease which every human contracted, and which we then subtracted from the marrow.